heart to a second chance. I opened my eyes to buzzing. Not the annoying hum of fluorescent lights, but a different buzz, like cicadas in July. Confused, I sat up. Where was I? As I looked around, my heart raced. This wasn't the shelter. This was a forest, tall trees surrounding me. Disoriented, I stumbled to my feet. As I walked, something crunched under my foot. Startled, I looked down. It was a bone. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. I was invisible. No one could hear me. Panic rising, I ran. I didn't know where to, just away. Suddenly, a woman stepped in front of me. She gasped, dropping her basket. "Are you a ghost?" I wanted to answer, to tell her I didn't know what was happening. But all that came out was wind. I reached out to her, wanting help, and she screamed. Terrified, I ran again, deeper into the woods. The buzzing grew louder. It felt like 1,000 tiny needles pricking my skin. Then I saw it, a giant honeycomb stretched across a tree like a yellow curtain. As I watched, mesmerized, bees flew in and out. The buzzing came from there. I don't know why, but I needed to touch it. As soon as my fingers brushed against the comb, the buzzing stopped. The forest was silent. And then I heard a voice in my head. Clear, strong, urgent. Destroy the hive. Destroy the hive. Why? What was I supposed to do? The voice wouldn't wait for answers. It pushed me, shoved me, commanded me. I kicked at the hive, but it didn't break. I smashed it with a rock, but it didn't fall. Desperate, I clambered up the tree, ignoring the stingers that buried themselves in my skin. I tore the hive from the branches, ripped it apart, piece by piece. And as I did, the voice grew weaker, fading into the wind. When I finally slid down the tree, the forest was still. No buzzing, no voice. Shaking, I looked at my hands. They were shaking, not because of the stingers, but because I was alive. Alive and afraid. I spent the night huddled beneath a bush, pulling my thin blanket tighter around me. Morning came with chirping birds and a sky painted in pinks and oranges. A new day, but what day was it? Had I been gone a week, a month? I didn't know how long I'd been invisible, how long I'd been dead, or if I was still dead. I just knew I was alone. Hopeless. I returned to the shelter, pushing open the door with a foot. Inside, men slept on their cots, breathing softly. I walked past them, hoping someone would notice, hoping someone would ask if I was all right. But they didn't. I became invisible again, just like before. I hadn't destroyed the hive, I realized. I'd only broken it. The bees had rebuilt it. The voice had returned, and now it wouldn't stop talking. The voice belonged to the bees. They needed my help. The hive wasn't just theirs. It was mine too. I had to build it back. I didn't know anything about beehives, but I knew hard worked. So I gathered sticks and leaves, mud and grass, anything the bees needed, anything I could find. Day after day, I built, guided by the voice in my head. And slowly, a new hive took shape, stronger and bigger than the last. The bees buzzed around me, their new home growing higher. I don't know how long I worked, how long I lived, but I stopped worrying about time. All that mattered was the hive. All that mattered was helping the bees. Then one morning, I woke up and something was different. The sun felt warmer on my skin. The breeze, softer on my face. I looked around and smiled. I was surrounded by flowers, all kinds of flowers. Sunflowers, taller than me, roses red and white, lilies that swayed in the breeze. There were so many, and they weren't just here, they were everywhere. Fields of flowers stretching as far as I could see, and buzzing in the air, happy and strong, were thousands of bees. They weren't trapped in a hive anymore. They were free. And as they flew away, I saw them go, little by little, further and further, until they were specks in the blue. And then I knew it was time. Time for me to move on, too. I took a deep breath, feeling the sun warm my skin. The breeze tousled my hair. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't invisible. I was seen. The bees had shown me that even in death, there's a chance for change. A second chance, maybe. Because death isn't the end. Not really. It's just a doorway. And on the other side, if you listen closely, you might hear a voice saying, try again, try again.